Hey Sqadians, welcome again. We are back with another short flashcard video on a very important topic, that is, brain anatomy. Here you will be able to learn the difficult anatomical structures of the brain in an interesting way, and you'll be able to memorize it for a long time. So, without wasting any time, let's get started. Morphologically, the human brain is subdivided into 4 regions: Cerebrum or Telencephalon, Interbrain or Diencephalon, brainstem, and Cerebellum. Let's zoom these parts of the brain one by one to get a deep view of their anatomy, starting with Cerebrum or Telencephalon. The cerebrum is the largest and uppermost portion of the brain, and it can be halved into 2 hemispheres: right hemisphere and left hemisphere. Macroscopically, these hemispheres are divided into 4 lobes: frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, and temporal lobe. Also, this cerebrum has 3 pointed ends or poles, namely frontal pole, temporal pole, and occipital pole. The surface contours of these hemispheres are defined by convolutions and depressions. Those convolutions are called gyrus, plural gyri, and depressions are called sulcus, plural sulci. Some important gyri are precentral gyrus and posttentral gyrus, present in front of and behind the central sulcus. That separates the frontal lobe from the parietal lobe. Also, there is the lateral sulcus, which separates the temporal lobe from the frontal and parietal lobes. In the medial view of the right hemisphere, here is some other important structure named corpus callosum. This is actually a thick bundle of nerve fibers that connects the 2 hemispheres of the cerebrum and ensures signal transmission between these hemispheres. Cingulate gyrus. It is an arch-shaped convolution situated just above the corpus callosum. And septum pellucidum, a thin membrane located at the midline of the brain between the 2 cerebral hemispheres. The next important part of brain anatomy is the diencephalon. Here, the part that I am highlighting right now is the diencephalon or interbrain. The major components of the diencephalon are the thalamus, the hypothalamus, and hypophysis. Diencephalon is located just below the corpus callosum, which is part of the cerebrum and above the midbrain. Other visible structures on the diencephalon are hypothalamic sulcus, choroid plexus, interthalamic adhesion, the pineal gland or epiphysis. Then from the other side you can see fornix, anterior commissure, infundibulum, mammillary body, and 3rd ventricle. In hypophysis, there are 2 lobes: anterior lobe, also known as adenohypophysis, and posterior lobe, also known as neurohypophysis. In the adult brain, the diencephalon is involved in endocrine functioning and acts as a relay station for sensory information and somatic motor control via the thalamus. The next morphological part of the brain is brainstem. The brainstem is a stalk-like region of the brain connecting the cerebral hemispheres to the cerebellum and spinal cord, and is mainly composed of mesencephalon or midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata. The mesencephalon or midbrain is further composed of 4 parts: cerebral peduncle, tegmentum, cerebral aqueduct, quadrigeminal plate. This quadrigemical plate is formed of superior colliculus and inferior colliculus. So all these structures together with pons and medulla oblongata make the brainstem. Then comes the 4th and the last part of the brain, that is, cerebellum. This cerebellum has anterior lobe, and posterior lobe. Also, a small lobe is found at the posterior border of the cerebral peduncle, called flocculus. Also, it has 3 fissures that are primary fissure, horizontal fissure, and posterolateral fissure, with cerebral tonsils on the undersurface of the hemisphere. So, this was a brief anatomy of the morphological structures of the brain. For more such interesting videos, keep visiting sqadia.com.
Have you ever heard of video books? sqadia.com is delighted to present video books, medical books that have been tailored into a series of videos. sqadia.com videos are presented in the same order as the book's chapters. Explore now and make your learning easy.